When it's MMA go time, it's MMA Lockup showtime.
Welcome back, folks. This is MMA Lockup on Fox Sports 1190 AM The Fan. Make sure and check out the website. It's MMALockup.com. Also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at MMA Lockup. On the phone, we have UFC bantamweight TJ Dillashaw, who will fight Mike Easton at Wednesday night's Fight Night 35, Rockhold versus Philippou. TJ, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man.
Tell us how you feeling. Like I said, you fight Mike Easton here on Wednesday. Pretty big fight. You're right there in the mix of contenders at that weight class. You're moving up the rankings. Tell us, where are you at in your camp? Are you feeling pretty healthy? How are you feeling for this fight with Mike Easton?
Yeah, feeling real healthy. Had a great camp. I was hoping all my guys get ready on my team for their fight. It was in December, which helped me peak for mine. Had a good long camp. I mean, our camps are kind of year-round nowadays because we have so many guys fighting in the UFC. We have to help them get ready. But, yeah, injury-free, feel great. I'm excited about the fight. He's a good-ranked fighter, and he likes to throw down, so it should be exciting.
You started out on The Ultimate Fighter. Obviously, we're considered a big contender coming off that show. You faced John Dotson to start off, not exactly an easy task, but then you sort of ran through some guys, had a little bit of trouble your last time out. How important do you feel this fight is? Where do you think you are in that title picture?
It's real important to keep me back up to where I was. Like you said, I had a little hiccup against the Sensao. I feel like I still won the fight. I just didn't get me to where I wanted to be because the judges didn't score it that way. So I got to make sure to bounce right back and go on another streak and prove to them that's where I'm at the top of the division. When that chance opens up, I can get it. You've
shown a lot of different skills in your fights thus far in the UFC. You definitely have a rounded game plan, which kind of the prototype of the current and future MMA fighter. In this camp that you're in right now, is there kind of a game plan that you find developing to fight a guy with this particular skill set that Mike Easton has? Is there something specifically you've been focusing at, or you just feel like you're kind of ready in every area? I'm definitely ready in every area. I mean, Mike Easton's a very technical fighter in every aspect of MMA as well. The thing is, I'm just better. I feel like I'm better in all those aspects. It comes down to being a better athlete when you have two well-rounded fighters. It's just a sport now that everyone's pretty much good at everything, and it comes down to being who's the better athlete and who's been training harder. Again, had a little trouble last time out against Sensao, and you and Easton have both fought him recently. You both lost decisions to him recently. Is there anything in those fights that maybe you were able to isolate and say, well, this is something that might come into play when it becomes you versus Mike? I watch tape on all my opponents and all their fights, and it always helps me out. I think mainly from fighting a Sensao is learn stuff about myself more than learning stuff about Easton. Easton kind of does the same thing in every fight, which is he's kind of predictable. Like I said, I just kind of learned more about my fighting style against the Sensao and things I need to work on than anything else. If you don't mind, what are those things you need to work on? Where do you feel that your points of emphasis are where you really have the advantage? Just the grind. I feel like my pace is going to be too hard for him to hold on to. I've seen him kind of peter out most of his fights. He gets kind of tired. My wrestling is always most dominant, so I always like to keep it, and you make sure to keep it there. And it's just tough to say. It all depends on where this fight's going to go. I'm absolutely ready for anything. And kind of on that front, you mentioned your motor, and when you mention that, it's kind of hard not to mention who you train with, Team Alpha Male. Y'all are really kind of on top of the world at this point. Can you talk a little bit about the training and preparation that happens in that gym and what that brings to your game as you try to improve as a mixed martial artist? Yeah, I've been there for 4 years, and the training's always been great. I've gotten to. I think the reason why I've gotten to where I'm at so fast is the fact that I get to train with world-class fighters every single day, and I get to train with guys in my weight class that are ranked highly in the world, and the weight classes all around me. We have seven or eight UFC fighters now out of our gym that I get to spar with every day. So I get those hard fights in every day going into practice, and it kind of makes the fights a little bit easier. I've had my sparring rounds are tougher than the guys I'm fighting right now, so it makes it easy to prepare for it. It keeps you in shape, keeps you on top of your game, having to help everyone out. And then Dwayne coming in has just stepped it up to the next level. He's just organized our practices,
we've always worked really hard, but just kind of held us a little bit more accountable. And then he's just a technical genius when it comes to kickboxing and mixing it in with MMA.
Folks, we're talking to TJ Dillashaw, UFC bantamweight here on MMA Lockup. One thing that you're seeing now, it seems like on every card you look at, 3/4 of the people on there spent some time in the Ultimate Fighter house. You yourself obviously did. Were there any things that you specifically learned in the house, applied to your own career, and took with you going forward that still apply today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you learned how professional my team is, how well we handle getting ready for a fight, and that I'm definitely in the right spot for wanting to be a world champion and wanting to do my best that my skills will let me do, and just kind of realizing that I'm doing all the right steps.
TJ, we're about to get out of here. Wednesday night, UFC Fight Night 35, Rockhold versus Philippou. You're fighting Mike Easton. Tell us here on MMA Lockup, what's going to be the outcome of that fight?
Oh, I plan on finishing this fight. I don't want to go to another close decision. You're going to see me getting my hand raised and feeling great after the fight. Obviously,
we wish you a lot of luck in that fight. TJ, before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to, sponsors, training partners, anybody?
I always got to give a shout-out to my team, Team Alpha Male, Coach Dwayne Bing Ludwig, my sponsor, Tap Out. They've been helping out a lot, and a new product that I'm working with to keep me in shape all the time called Livia Global. It's a probiotic. It works great, man.
All right, TJ, well, we really appreciate you taking time out. I know with a fight so close and weigh-ins tomorrow, you got to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and we really appreciate you taking the time. Good luck with your fight against Mike Easton.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Folks, you're listening to MMA Lockup on Fox Sports 1190 AM The Fan. Make sure you check out our website. It's MMALockup.com, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter at MMA Lockup. More to come when we get back.
MMA, the season that never ends. All begins with MMA Lockup.
I was born to bring trouble.